Yep, stream's up. And we're literally ready up as well, so that's good.
We're going to start without Kaya, and Bono.
Kaya and Bono, yeah.
Bono does not have to complain about the tyres.
He doesn't. There's the grid, by the way, for everyone that is tuning in. That is set.
That does mean that Baraka moves up to P4 now, I believe. No, P3 actually.
It does. Welcome back, everyone, to FRL F1 2021. It is, of course, Division 1. We are here, of course, in Singapore. Sorry about that. I had to restart the game, and everyone had to restart their games, I think, to rejoin a new session. But we're down to 11 drivers, and the big story is Kaya not racing. He's in P3, and Bono in P9. He is not racing either, by the seams of it. So they're both not going to be racing, and the grid is set as it is without them in, with only 11 drivers in, which I've got to say is very disappointing from their perspective. But finally, we're about to get going. I have checked through the settings and everything. Everything is correct. 31 laps in terms of the action out on track. But Charlie, we are once again back, and just talk us through qualifying, because Jensen and Macho were right hammer and tonguing it in terms of the front two.
I'm not gonna lie, if Macho was on pole, I would have absolutely enjoyed that, to be honest, because I want Macho to win the race, and I'm stuck on the... Okay, I was about to say I was already stuck on the back screen, but not anymore, and someone's instantly forgot their setup.
Oh no.
Oh, I literally said to not forget.
And tyres. Tyres more importantly, of course.
Yeah, and tyres, wow. Who readied up? Who done it?
I don't know. And whoever it is, we're going to kill the messenger.
Some people are definitely not on the right tyres, and I think that's really... Yeah, that's... Whoever readied up, they've screwed the lobby again.
Well, we'll have a look and see what tyres everyone's on. We are waiting for players.
There's no timer now, so they've screwed everything over, I think.
It's saying waiting for players, and I believe Baraka might be having issues again.
Jensen's back on the softs, but Macho isn't. Oh, there he
is. Oh no, the timer's restarted again. Oh, I had this glitch last week.
What's the glitch?
Where the countdown starts, it's supposed to be the minute timer for everyone to get into the session, but it's a 30-second timer, and then this is the ready up sign now, so this is the actual one which will load into the lobby. It's weird.
So nobody forgot their setup then?
No, it's just the game being the game, basically. That's all I can say.
As long as these guys finished, it's easy points for them.
Yeah. I hope I've got the formation lap on, by the way. Yes, I have. Thank goodness. Yeah, 31 laps though, waiting the guys out on track, and I will check and make sure everyone is on the right compound of tyre. Jensen is, Macho is, Baraka is, so is Zero and Rocco, Mentos is, Lou is, Nathan is, because he's starting on a set of inters, of course. Yona was outside of the top 10, so he gets to choose whatever tyre. He decides, oh no, there's a Ferrari in the wall. That's Mentos that has spun on the formation lap in behind. I'll just get rid of everything by mistake as well. Yona on a set of hard compounded tyres, Smalley on a set of mediums, and Harmon on a set of hard. So everyone, of course, Smalley and Harmon didn't set their lap times either. Everyone's on the correct tyre, which is good. We don't have to restart.
Yeah, thank goodness. I'm hoping that we don't have to restart during the race, because if that happens, it's most likely going to get cancelled. But what's your top 3 prediction for this race?
Top 3 prediction? I'm not going to look past Jensen, to be honest. He was so quick in qualifying, and if he's got the pace in qualifying, I think he'll certainly have the pace in the race, and he'll transition that PSGL F3 win, or F2 win last night, to good effect, obviously, in Baku. So I think Jensen for the win. Baraka, I think, is going to finish second, and for third, I'm going to go for Nathan. I really think from 8th position, he's got a chance.
My top 3 prediction is going to be Baraka first, because I reckon that all the drivers on the mediums, although it didn't suggest it on the strategy that popped up below, it didn't show medium hard, but I reckon drivers will do that. I'm going to say Baraka for the win, in second Zero, and third Jensen.
Quite possibly. We'll have to wait and see, of course, what unfolds here for FRL F1. I've got to update now everything in terms of the race. T-Hawk, by the way, is in the comment section saying, does he need to jump in and reserve? No, we've already started. I've literally just seen the comment, so I apologise.
Can we restart the lobby so we can get him in, please? I really want him to join.
Well, we could do, but I think everyone wants to get on with this race, and if we delay it any further... Yeah, I mean...
Oh, we've already had disqualifications.
We have Yona and Smalley have had a collision underneath the formation lap.
Not that bad. They were at the end already, anyway, so...
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's only the final couple of corners, which is not too bad. Zero, Jensen and Lou, by the way, is T-Hawk's prediction for the top 3. And Bowl saying Baraka, Macho and Lou for the top 3. Let's find out, though, who is going to be winning the Singapore Grand Prix. We are about to get going. The shuffling cars sense that we are about to get going. 5 red lights are about to go out here in Singapore for round number 16 of the championship. Hopefully everyone ready's up. Please do. There we go. 5 red lights are on here in Singapore for round 16 of the championship in FRL F1. And it's lights out and away we go. And Jensen gets a good sub, but Macho's better off the start. And now Macho is side by side with his teammate running down in towards Simon Baraka. Tries to go all the way around the outside. Oh, and there's a pinch point. Rocco and Mentos come together. I think that was because Baraka had to try and avoid Macho going around the outside. And it's caused all sorts of carnage up behind. Nathan, by the way, is already up to 4th. Nathan is through and he's into 4th, and he's gained 4 positions off the start. Lou is into 5th as well. Really good start from them, but Jensen leads the way down in towards the Memorial Corner at turn 7. Macho in 2nd, Baraka in 3rd, Nathan in 4th. Smalley is side by side with Mentos pretty much running down the straight, and actually Smalley on the back of Mentos doesn't get the move done. Rocco was also caught up in that instant, but Jensen leading the way. Macho in 2nd, Baraka in 3rd. Through the first half a lap we go.
Yeah, it's definitely not the first lap that Rocco was, but to be honest, he didn't lose too much time after that spin. He's only 2 seconds behind, and he can easily make that time back up. As Smalley
down the inside line of Singapore Sling. What a move that is! Down the inside line. He's on a set of mediums. Mentos has been outgunned, and Smalley's through and he's into 7th. Lovely move that.
Here's the problem though. Did he overtake him off the track limits?
No. I rode on board with that, and it was perfect. It was on the curb. Absolute perfect. Well, and he's really gone into the wall through 14.
Oh, I hope he hasn't got damage.
He hasn't. He avoided it. Luckily.
Thank goodness.
Jensen, though, leading the way. Macho in 2nd. Baraka in 3rd. Spinella, indeed, in terms of the comment section. But Jensen leading the way. Macho in 2nd. And another moment, I think that was from Smalley again.
Yeah. Once, I'm not even going to lie. I don't know if... Wait, is Teal viewing the commentary then?
I think he is. He's on board with the stream.
Spinella. He said Spinella, and oh, that's a penalty for Rocco. I'm sorry, but that is definitely a penalty.
I think he cut across the pit lane entry, didn't he?
I caught that, and that's definitely going to be a 5-second penalty for him, I think. But
well, he's got.
Yeah, once Hawk said Spinella, that's when Smalley hit the barrier.
It was Bull that said Spinella, in fact. But yeah, Smalley hit the wall. He's also in for a front wing change. So is Rocco. So they're both in for front wing changes. And it comes to show that I actually got the settings right for once. Brilliant. Jensen leading the way. They'll match him in 2nd. Baraka in 3rd. 8 tenths per second the gap as we now run through the Singapore down towards the Singapore Sling once again. And Jensen really trying to eye up that gap. He's got 50% of EOS left. Macho just in behind, keeping it nicely. And I think honestly, Jensen's going to pretty much use Macho as a wingman here, because Baraka currently struggling. He's got Nathan to attend with him behind as well. He's only 6 tenths away coming across the Anderson Bridge. And Baraka there in 3rd. As Mentos, I think, has gone off.
Yeah, I think he's lost. I don't know if he has, but I think he might have lost a bit of his front wing.
Nothing on... I think he just made a mistake through the Singapore Sling, perhaps.
Maybe. Yeah, but you never know. There is that glitch course where it doesn't actually show the damage unless you lose your full front wing. So you never know. He might have damage after all that. He does look to be struggling in the corners already, so I think he does.
Yeah, I think he does. Probably on the left side, I would say, if he's hit the wall going into the Singapore Sling, but we'll have to find out and wait and see. Jensen, though, leading the way. Macho in 2nd, Baraka in 3rd. It's Biolo, by the way, in the comment section. That is saying, which was why I called him Bo, for sure.
Yeah,
Jensen...
I was thinking it was Biolo.
It is Biolo. Mentos, by the way, just to come in on that, Mentos is staying out. So Mentos, I think, is safe. I think he's just struggling possibly with his tyres.
I mean, it has been 2 laps already, and the soft tyres are probably already on like 20% now and then.
They are, and I mean, look at Baraka. 1.2 seconds, he's only losing the gap because Macho's got DRS to his teammate ahead of him. But Baraka is 1.3 seconds behind, and you would have thought, on a fresh set of soft compound tyres, Jensen and Macho would obviously try and outdo themselves in terms of strategy. And that's what we forgot to talk about, actually, is Baraka nearly hits the wall in the background. These guys are on a fresh set of soft compound tyres, not a worn set, so they can actually go a little bit further into the race. And that's why I think, obviously, these guys have had to stick to that tyre, and they'll probably go a little bit further on than actually necessary.
Yeah, and let's also not forget, they're going to have more fresh sets throughout the race as well, because they're going to get a full weekend set of tyres, of course, so
Yep.
they're most likely going to have an extra 3 fresh sets of softs, an extra fresh set of 2 fresh sets of mediums, I think, and then 1 set of hards.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, majority of the guys might go softs mediums. That could work to an extent. I remember Unseen Nightmare back in the day, NSX Unseen nowadays. I remember him putting in on lap 1, at the end of lap 1, either picking up damage or under the safety car, and he managed to last 30 laps from a set of softs to a set of medium compounded tyres, 30 laps on a set of mediums to the end of the race. And he managed to win.
If someone does that around here, I'll be absolutely shocked. It did happen last night in F3, to be honest. But once, like for example, with the medium runners, once you've done about 15 laps on those mediums, you're going to really start losing the grip. And if you're on the hards, you can literally do... If I was the soft runners, they're better off going onto the hard tyres, because even if you're on the hards, it doesn't feel like you lose that much grip, to be honest, and they can go very far into the race.
Yeah, they'll weather in as well. As soon as the race goes on, the further the race goes on, the more the hards will begin to wear in, and the more durable that they are. That's why they are the hardest compounded tyre, given their namesake. Nathan, by the way, was close, down in toward Memorial Corner at turn 7 on the back of Baraka. Macho, I think, just made a mistake coming across the curb through turn 12. Now Cosian's bridging towards 13. Just made a mistake. He's lost a little bit of time on the back of Jensen. Nathan again on the back of Baraka. He's not going to be close enough for the move, but this is the closest battle. Be right on board with Dan towards 10-14. And Nathan and Baraka having a bit of a squabble on their own at the minute. Ooh. But they should work together as Baraka got all sideways coming out of 14.
Yeah, it definitely cost him a bit of time. And to be honest, I think Jensen is just focused on getting Macho to stick with him here in the DRS to make sure that he doesn't help his championship rival, of course, Baraka. As things stand, he's going to definitely gain a good amount of 10 points, well, 11 points from now on him. Because, of course, he has to fast lap. But the main thing that these guys want to focus on here is track position and the penalties. And look, you can see there, Jensen's already a full second slower.
Yeah, he is a full second slow, and I mean, Macho, in terms of the DRS, caught up there, but he is... They're gaining time over Baraka and Nathan, so the crossover period is not there. Mentos, by the way, into the pit lane, but Nathan looking right on the back of Baraka, who hits the wall slightly, coming out on this. Could be an easy overtake from Nathan to the outside line of 6, and now down into the Memorial Corner at 7, inside line. Doesn't even need the inside line. Beautiful move. Nathan through, and he's into P3, and now Macho right on the back of his teammate once again, but Jensen leading the way, Macho in second, and now Nathan in third position. It's not looking too shabby at the minute, apart from Macho in second for my prediction.
Mentos in the pit lane for the hards, and if I'm correct, he was on soft, so yeah. The soft runs will most likely go on the hards, like I did say. Mentos, he's gone in a bit too early, I think, in my opinion. Maybe he was easily losing grip, but he actually lost out to Smalley, but there's no way Smalley is getting to the end on those. If he does, I'll be absolutely shocked, but there's no chance he's going to. But he actually went a tenth quicker in Sector 1 somehow, which I'm a bit surprised, but it's just Smalley, I guess.
It is just Smalley, I guess, and yeah, Smalley really drove a great race. In TTML F1 on Sunday, in Hungary, he finished pretty much nearly on the podium. He was at the race in the end, but he pretty much nearly ended up on the podium because he was driving so well. Smalley in P9, overcut is quite potent around here. We've seen it with Mentos overcutting Rocco. Rocco, of course, with the front wing change and all that, but Mentos now P10. On a set of hard compounded tyres, Rocco then 11th. Mentos has overcut him, so that means now Mentos is ahead of him in terms of track position, which is crucial. By the way, top 4 now separated by 2.5 to 3 seconds, I would say. Jensen leading the way, Macho in second, but everyone now latching on board for a DRS train, and this, for the South runners, is crucial, because they've got to try and get away. Now, Nathan is literally within a second, and Baraka's within a second of Nathan as well. These guys have just got all Constantine up, and the soft guys are now beginning to probably hold up the guys on the side of mediums.
Yeah, that will most likely happen, and to be honest, I think I've seen Nathan go off the track a few times, so he's probably most likely going to pick up a penalty at some point. But yeah, they're all within the DRS, so it's going to become a DRS train, I think, now. So this could lend Lou a bit of a chance here to catch back up to them, get within the DRS, and maybe start overtaking a few of them. But of course, track position is key around here, as it's quite hard to overtake if it's a DRS train especially.
Yeah, definitely so, and I think the further you are down in that DRS train, the less likely it is to try and overtake, and that's why we're going to see Nathan and Baraka just wait a bit until Jensen and Macho come in. But look at the performance of the tyres. Jensen and Macho were 1.5 seconds clear 2 laps ago. It's only 0.4 of a second now between them both. And now Nathan, right on the back, it's definitely mediums quicker than softs at this stage, and the softs are already wearing out in terms of their tyre wear. Mentos and Rocco, by the way, side by side into the Singapore sling, and Mentos just about hangs on. Rocco really wants to try and get this move done. Maybe turn 14 if he's very coy out of turn 13. He should get the move done. Top 4, by the way, have stayed out. Jensen and Macho especially staying out in that. But now Rocco on the back of Mentos could get the move done. He is close enough to try and launch a move. But with a limited deployment and limited ERS down the straight, doesn't get the move done. Nathan, however, on the back of Macho, looks more on it than Rocco and Mentos at the minute, because now Nathan on the back of Macho, not going to get the move done from that far back, I don't think.
He's used too much of his ERS, because he's already nearly below 10%, whilst Macho has 59%. So he's used all of his ERS up too much. But Lou, on the other hand, he's already gained 5/10 on all the drivers ahead.
Oh. Mentos gets caught sideways through 21. Rocco is not close enough this time to the back of him, by the way, but it is a good battle nonetheless. 10th and 11th position for what I like to call the wooden spoon. Nathan, though, was so much quicker than Macho, coming across the Anderson Bridge. We're nearly a quarter of the way through the race already, and Nathan goes into the back of Macho, has a slide coming out of the Anderson Bridge, and luckily, I think he's got away with that a little bit scot-free. However, there might have been a little bit of wing damage in that, but Jensen leading the way, Macho in second, Nathan in third, Baraka there in fourth, and Nathan into the back of Macho. I was almost instant. Literally, as he caught the slide, he was almost going to go into the back of Macho, and he did, because there was no other way to go.
Yeah, there's definitely no other way for him to go there. I wouldn't be surprised if he has wing damage, and you never know, there is the chance that he might, but as things stand, it doesn't look like he's struggling. Smalley's got another 3-second penalty, and he's actually coming into the pit lane, so maybe...
Oh, and he... Cups over the curb, and that's a 3-second penalty, so the game has already awarded the penalty for him.
But that's probably for track limits. Always
and he's
in the pit lane as well.
5 seconds in the pit lane, and Nathan, luckily, has got no front wing damage. No front wing damage at all from Nathan. On a set of hard compound tyres, he's coming out in clear air in P8.
So maybe what he's trying to do is he's going to try and pull off the undercut all the drivers ahead so he can easily get ahead. But
Smalley's off.
Is actually in the barrier.
Smalley is off, yeah, where Schumacher and Kobayashi crashed in 2010 around here. Smalley off through turn 18, into the wall. He's definitely got front wing damage on the right side end plate, so he is into the wall, right side end plate damage for him. And I think, in fact, he's running a T-tray. No, he's got right side end plate damage, but he has lost 2 positions now to Mentos and Rocco, because they're on that set of hard compound tyres. Interesting though, Nathan has came out in clear air. He is prioritising, I think, an undercut, because he was getting held up by Macho and Jensen. There's no argument about that. But now with 8 seconds worth of penalties, and him running over the pit entry because he went in too hot simply, Nathan has got a lot of catching up to do, and the gap between him and Jensen at the minute, 26 seconds, just under that. 26 seconds, pretty much the gap. So that is pretty much in favour, I would say, of Jensen more than Nathan.
Here's the other thing, Lou, 1.3 seconds behind, and he's starting to join in with this battle there, but can he get within the DRS by the end of this lap? He definitely can. Baraka, though, right behind Macho, can he maybe make the move on one of the straights there?
I think he might. Macho ran the final corner at 23, lap 9 out of 31. Jensen leading the way, Macho in second, Baraka in third. Rocco's still, by the way, on the back of Mentos, and he's going to try and get the run out of 13. Now for 14. He has got ERS to try and burn this time around. Rocco to the outside line. At the outside of turn 14, perhaps, on the switchback. Mentos just shoves him out wide and just parks the apex perfectly. Mentos stays in P9. Rocco can literally not find a way through what seems like a rolling roadblock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did miss out on the battle bit there. I don't know if Mentos done a very aggressive block on him, which he probably most likely did. But Rocco just doesn't want to be too aggressive on him, as, you know, Mentos is on fresher tyres than him, but of course it's not going to be that big of a difference with Art. But Rocco, he's used up too much of his ERS. That's why he's not getting ahead of him. He's got to stop using it, save it all up for the main straight, but maybe he's struggling to stick with him in the DRS zone, so that's why he's probably using it.
I think he is, and look at Baraka all over the back of Macho, 60% worth of ERS, Macho on 65%, but the toe down the straight favours Macho, because he has got the DRS, nobody can make the move done.
You never know, there is the chance that Jensen or Macho might pit here though, but they're also approaching Smalley, so Smalley might pick up blue flag soon, but Lou's on the rear of Baraka now as well. Can we see Zero catch up to them as well?
You'd imagine so. 3.5 seconds. Lou was, what, 2 seconds behind, what, 4 laps ago? So he's caught about half a second a lap, in theory, on the back of the front runners. And now Macho was in.
And
Macho was into the pit lane. Not surprised, because he is the second man out on track, but he can get an undercut on Jensen. And that could be the priority now. Macho, to try and outscore Jensen to pick up another race win here this season. Macho, though, where is he going to join out of Nathan? Nathan is coming through turn 20 and 21. Macho is pretty much going to come out of his pit box now. My TV is going to turn off if it's not careful. But now, it won't. And Nathan, I think, is going to be ahead here by quite a margin. Easily.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but he's ahead. But to be honest, Macho on the mediums, and in my opinion, I don't think that was the best idea. But I guess we'll just have to go with it. But you never know. If Macho pitted and got behind Nathan, Nathan is most likely going to undercut all of the drivers and lead this race.
He is, but he's got he's got 8 seconds worth of penalties hanging over him. And that's what's going to really cost him. Mentos now picks up a 3-second penalty. Baraka on the back of Jensen. Jensen is looking very much under pressure now from the Spaniard in behind. And is the Spaniard going to try and run in towards turn 14? No. Jensen hangs on for the lead of the race. Baraka there in second and Lou in third.
Jensen did have a bit of a lock-up there as well, so clearly those tires are beginning to fall off. But Jensen, on the other hand, he doesn't have his teammate to stop Baraka from getting ahead of him, so he's pretty much working all by himself. But he's got to hope that Lou just puts the pressure on Baraka. But you never know. Jensen, I think Jensen's most likely going to pit this lap or next lap. Most likely this lap, I reckon.
I'd imagine this lap, he darts left, he's into the pit lane. The top two then will be Baraka and Lou, and they both stay out. So they're now staying out on a set of mediums. They can last a good way into this race, about 20 laps, I would say, on a set of mediums. Will that be enough to go for a set of softs or a set of hards? Wait and see. Jensen, though, where is Nathan and Macho? Nathan is coming out of turn 22 now. Jensen in the same pit box. This is going to be extraordinarily close between the two teammates. Nathan, however, though, is well ahead, and I think Macho is going to be ahead of Jensen here either, as well. No, and he is. Macho is ahead of Jensen. Crucial. Undercut is so potent around a track like this at Singapore, and Macho now 2 seconds the gap. Jensen is 3 seconds behind. Macho, and Macho, because of the pit lane, has gained 4 seconds on Jensen in a lap.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that the driver that just pitted was Jensen, so I got them a bit mixed up and thought that Jensen was gonna get out ahead of Macho, because Macho got out ahead of Jensen. But hopefully Lou can start being aggressive on Baraka, overtake him at some point, and just begin to pull away from him here. Or can Zero maybe join this battle as well and maybe try and take the lead as well? But Rocco's picked up a 3-second penalty as well. And he's actually behind Mentos here as well, still trying to get ahead of him.
If they are going for an overcut, Baraka and Lou work together is the biggest ploy, I would say. I think, honestly, work together, and they're going to work... Oh, Lou got so close to the wall there, coming through 17. There is a yellow flag at Smalley around the final corner who was spun. The Smalley is round, but I think he's not out of it. Because, and he actually is! Crashes into the wall, front wing off, another commentator's curse, which I'll very much own up to, and a VSC deployed, and it could be a full safety car, because that front wing is on the racing line.
Can this come into play for Harm? Yes, so Harm and Jonah are going to pit with this opportunity.
Look where Baraka and Lou are. They've just came past the pit lane, and they're through in towards turn 5.
If the virtual safety car, and Baraka's actually taking this opportunity to get rid of some fuel, I think. But you never know. If the virtual safety car's out long enough, they can still get out ahead of them maybe, but they need to hope that the virtual safety car lasts very long, which I don't think it will.
I think for Baraka and Lou's sake, I think they're wanting the VSC to end now so they can put a little bit of rubber down on the track, and there we go. DRS is enabled. Look at Macho though. He's within a second of Nathan. He's within a second of Nathan. That was more than a 3-second gap the last time I looked. So Macho has gained massively underneath this VSC. And people do question the VSC sometimes, but Macho now, on the back of Nathan, 0.4 of a second. Nathan, like Italy, I think, is going to probably get his elbows out, and Macho probably isn't going to like it, but Macho on a fresh set of mediums surely will get past him.
Yeah, but you never know, Nathan. Let's not forget that Nathan has 8 seconds worth of penalties, but it will probably turn into 13 seconds unless he makes another pit stop. But can Macho get ahead of him on the straight? Because if he takes the wide corner in, and maybe get a better exit compared to Nathan, maybe he can get ahead, get all that clean air, and just move on, and just do his own race, and he's going to try... No, just close the gap there.
Oh, actually,
he's actually going to go for the switch back.
Into 16, they're going to go side by side, Macho on the inside line, he leaves it in there, Nathan closes the door, and Macho, I've got to be honest, that's a push to pass. Macho has thrown his into P4, and Nathan, there's a spinner behind a Smalley that's got out of the way. I think he's luckily an AI car. Macho there in P4 though is through. Nathan in 5th, I've got to be honest. Rocco and Mentos side by side and towards 14. Oh, and Mentos nearly pulls him in the wall, and he does force him in the wall. Right, Mentos P9 and Rocco P10, but we've got to come back to that. Macho ahead of Nathan. I'll be honest there, push to pass.
Here's the thing that Smalley's actually retired in the pit lane, but here's the thing. I think that Nathan did force Macho off a bit there, but of course Macho did go for the aggressive move. But Mentos, on the other hand, is actually slowing down. Oh, and I think he gave back the position to Rocco because he thought there might have been a bit unfair on him there. Which, to be honest, very... Oh, and he's just picked up a 3-second penalty for that, and he's actually doing... He's actually getting the position back.
Lovely move. It's a bit like Verstappen and Hamilton in Saudi Arabia. Mentos in P9. Rocco with P10. Good stuff though for Mentos. He's back through on Rocco. Now it's still for the wooden spoon, but this is a really good battle. It's been going on since they came into the pits. And Rocco now on the back of Mentos has just got to clean sail him on by. And he gives him room just about on the inside through turn 6. But Rocco is through down into Memorial Corner, and he's through and he's into P9. So Rocco through and he's into P9. Jensen on the back of Nathan as well, looking quite tasty.
Mentos locked up the brakes and almost ran into the back of Rocco, and I think his tyres might be quite up to temperature. Yeah, I think his tyres might be done already after that. I don't know what exactly happened. He's really having the car get loosened up, but I don't know what happened there, to be honest.
Lou is into the pit lane. Lou is into the pits from 2nd position in the grid. And now, the Red Bull is in. Where is he going to come out in terms of Nathan and Jensen? This is going to be, I think, Lou's going to be about 5 seconds behind these, but Nathan and Jensen are going to be possibly side by side down towards Memorial Corner. And Nathan still P4 coming through turn 1 and now through turn 2. Lou, pretty much 5 seconds behind, so I'll take that. He's about 5 seconds behind on a fresher set of mediums. Nathan and Jensen, they can battle until their heart's content. I don't think Lou's going to be catching this though, because now Jensen on the back of Nathan, he's just going to pull out of the slipstream and absolutely sail on by. Nathan nearly forces them across the wall, and actually Jensen nearly forces them back across the other way. Nathan though is down into P5, Jensen through and he's into P4, and there's only so much you can fight with a set of hard compounded tyres as Mentos has spun through the final corner.
And he's going to cut the corner again.
He might retire. He might retire into the pit lane, possibly.
I wouldn't FR him, because he can get points.
Well, he's got damage, I think.
He can, yeah, but he can score points, though. There's no point.
There isn't any point, and I mean, yeah, he's going to come on for...
Actually, so...
Yeah, set of soft compound tyres.
He got stuck in the pit lane for me, but I think that was just a glitch. But I think he's going to try just go for fast slap now, to be honest.
He will. He will.
Yeah.
I think Mentos will go for fast slap the race. He's easily ahead of everyone else, so he won't be lapped. So he is going to gain time. He'll be hoping for safety car, ideally. Mentos will be hoping for safety car. Same with Rocco, and possibly same with Yona and Harmon as well. But, of course, they're on a fresh set of mediums, and Mentos now on a fresh set of softs. Jensen is getting away from Nathan, but, however, we can't really commentate on much now, because the gap is now completely spaced out across the whole track. Baraka leading the way, 0 second, Macho and third. Where is Baraka going to come out in all of this? So Baraka could fall out behind Yona or Harmon, possibly.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he's gonna fall out behind He's probably gonna fall out behind Harm, to be honest. If Baraka doesn't pit for a set of hards, he's just gonna get stuck in traffic. Because, to be honest, again, the undercut on this track is so aggressive and powerful. So if Baraka doesn't pit, same thing with Zero as well. If they don't pit, they're gonna get stuck in traffic and lose so many positions.
Biolo, by the way, in the comment section saying why there are only 11 drivers. I'd like to tell you the right answer, but we simply can't tell you the right answer. I think it's just a combination of people being busy on a Tuesday night with school and work and whatever else, and the fact that drivers don't want to attend an F1 race because, well, let's just say they've got a little bit of attitude about them. Baraka leading the way though, Zero in second, Macho in third, and the gap now between Jensen and Macho, 2.8 seconds. So Jensen now beginning to bridge the gap down. It's not a, well, I say it's not a big gap. It is. It's 2.9 seconds. But Jensen, that gap can close down. If he closes down about half a second a lap, he'll be on the back rim by lap 20.
Yeah, he definitely will be. Here's the thing, they've all used up their ERS, whilst Baraka, he's still going to stay out. I think Baraka is going to try and go for those soft tires, because because like, Macho and Jensen, Lou and Yona and Harm, they're all in the mediums, so their tires will fall off at some point as well. So maybe they'll start to lose grip, and maybe Baraka's not struggling too much, but who knows if he's going to go for those softs at some point.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, they could. I think Baraka, I honestly think him and Zero were committed to a set of soft compound tyres.
Yeah.
I really do, because they're going to last quite long into this race. They haven't got any penalties, and I don't think they've got any warnings either. There is a yellow flag, and it's Rocco that's round through. Oh, and he's lost his front wing completely, and it's another VSC.
Safety car. Baraka, if it's long enough, these guys can take the opportunity and box for the hards.
Could do, but they're on the other side of the track, and it's another VSC.
Oh, and though, VSC. Oh, what happened?
Rocco's just got straight on, coming into the pit lane. He locked up, pretty much, and then went over the curb. But I think with his front wing, we can probably assume that that's the case. But set of soft compound tyres on, and Baraka has been outdone because VSC, yeah, is in.
These VSCs are not helping these guys, to be honest.
They're not. They're not helping these guys at all, and honestly, Baraka, 5.3 seconds the gap, Zero in second. Jensen's gained a second though under the VSC on Macho.
My. Yeah. Maybe Macho's trying to help reel him in, get him in the DRS, and just try and get him to catch up with him and try and make it a 1-2 finish, I guess.
Definitely. I think Jensen has got the pace over Macho. I think, honestly, these guys will be hoping 1-2. Easily Alfa Romeo 1-2. Nathan could be P3. Lou isn't really catching, if I've got to be honest. Well, as I said, Nathan's into the pit lane. Nathan is in to the pit lane, so as soon as I say that, I'm not sure if he's picked up damage or if he's going... I think it's a set of mediums. Oh, it's a set of softs.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a set of soft.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's got to serve 5 seconds as well, though. I think he's going to go for an extra stop, though. So he's probably going to go for a fastest lap on this. Then after a few laps, he might hit for another set of softs if he has another fresh set, of course. I'm not going to lie, Nathan had such a good start, but it all just went away from him.
It has all went away from him, and honestly, Jensen has been under pressure from Macho, and I think, honestly, Macho was doing a solid job out in front. He's keeping the gap 1.9 seconds to his teammate. They're 5 seconds ahead of Lou, who obviously was going to get the move done on Nathan before he came into the pit lane. But look at where Nathan has came out compared to where he was. He's 30-odd seconds behind Lou coming out the pit lane. So if these guys decide to pit in later on, which I don't think they will, I think they're committed to the end on these set of mediums. But if they do, it could spice things up. And you know what? Nathan could actually outdo these guys later on in the race. Especially if there's either a full safety car or those tyres run out.
Yeah, but let's say I think the average time lost round. Oh, Baraka!
Ooh.
I think that's the signal for him to pit, but he's going to definitely try to stretch them. But I think the average time lost in the pit lane around here, and Zero's actually going to come into the pit lane. And there's actually a yellow. Sector 1, it's Mentos. Is that going to cause a VSC?
No. He's got the car going again. There is the leader, by the way. Baraka coming past him. And he gets out of the way, which is good to see. Really good sportsmanship. He is ghosted as well, I may say.
Yeah, so Zero's on the softs, and he's come out behind Harm, so I think that's gonna really not... Oh...
Spins the car again, it's a full 180, and he'll get the car turned round.
He's not lost the front. Oh my!
Goodness
I think
me.
he was ghosted though, so that's the good thing. But if the VSC comes out thanks to Mentos, that will help Baraka, but Baraka needs to get a bit
it might now, because he's lost his front wing, coming out of turn 9, and a reset to track as well for Mentos.
That's not allowed either, so is that going to be a VSC, or... I don't think it is.
Don't think it is, I think it's slightly off track. So I think that's why, unless Mentos crashes on this lap, then it could be a full safety car.
Yeah, you never know. If it's a full safety car, that's going to play into Baraka's hands, but he needs the VSC to come out now.
He does. I think Mentos is just wanting to try and get these tyres, certainly towards the end of their thing, because they look shot now. They look completely overworn. And now he'd be hoping to try and get to the end of the race. I mean, there's a point on the line. Would he take a point for being lapped?
Yeah, here's the other thing. He's also got another 3-stone penalty, but Baraka, to be honest, he's not done the best idea, in my opinion, in staying out. Like, although he's one of the quickest drivers, he's just not done the right strategy, in my opinion, because he's probably going to box on lap 21 or lap 20, I think, for the softs. And when he does, and Mentos is round again, and he's actually having another spin, and he's kind of copying the Ferraris from F3 yesterday and just doing donuts and stuff. But
here's Teok's commemoration was last week, which I think he was involved in as well.
And he's cut the pit lane as well, so that's a...
This will be retirement, I think.
No, there's no point, you can score points.
I thought he was going to crash into the pit wall there. I really thought that.
Yeah, I did think that as well.
Anyways, it is lap 19 out of 31. I wish we could bring you more action, but we can't. But we can bring you Jensen closing in on Macho. 1.3 seconds the gap. He is behind Macho now, and Macho, I think, is wanting to turn this into a battle. The two Alfa Romeos, they might be teammates, but they've got Baraka's number easily. Baraka can't go to the end of the race, because there's literally no stops. It's not in the rules. Jensen and Macho, I think, are better off if they fight for the race win. They've got such a gap over Lou that I don't think Lou's going to catch. And then, obviously, Baraka, closest rivals to them in the constructors and in the drivers, going to be nowhere near either. So you may as well.
To be honest, as you say that Lou's not catching, he's just gained 2/10 on Jensen. So I think you might want to not say that again, because he's gaining time on Jensen and Macho.
Jensen just took the time back out of Macho, though.
I mean, yeah, good point, but... Here's the other thing, Macho's not far off Baraka, so Baraka will definitely get in the way of Macho. But here's the thing, the softs are only 8/10 quicker in qualify than the mediums. Yeah,
and that's why... Well, I mean, Zero is not really a comparison, but he's 7.5 seconds behind Harmon. And Harmon's done a solid-ish job tonight. He's kept it clean, albeit with a penalty. He's got only 3 seconds. Nathan's got 6, Rocco 3, and Mentos, by the way, he's got 12, if you're wondering. Baraka leading the way, though. Macho second, Jensen third. I think Jensen still has Macho's number, even though he's got a limited amount of ERS. Look at how Jensen, though, was using up that ERS to try and just latch on to the back. Baraka, I think if Baraka brings Macho back into Jensen, Jensen could have a run then on his teammate to try and get the move done.
Mentos is ghosted for me, and... Somebody in the live stream did actually say, can Mentos stop breaking the rules? And to be honest, he has definitely broken a few rules, I think. He's just cutting the corner. Yeah, he's just cutting the corner.
Yeah, through the final couple of corners, through 22 and 23. He is battling with Rocco, by the way. This is not a technical battle, by the way, out on track. It is a lapped car.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's actually a lap down to Rocco, I just realised.
He is. He lapped down to everyone in the field, and Rocco there, P9. It is quite funny because it looks like he's going to try and get the move done on the back of Rocco. However, Macho, Baraka's into the pit lane. Baraka is in.
Yeah. Will he speed as well, though? If he speeds, then that's not good. No. Here's the thing, are you sure that Mentos is a lap down to Rocco? Because he just passed
He
him,
is.
and yeah, to be fair, he would be a lap down.
And Nathan...
Oh, and Nathan!
Nathan on the wall coming out of turn 7. I think he's kept it out of the wall safely, which he has. And now, yeah, Rocco is... Oh no, Mentos is now ahead of Rocco. And Rocco, I think, is going to battle with Nathan for position, which makes sense.
And Zero's going to get out ahead of Baraka as well, so this has not been the best idea from Baraka, because he's now... I'm just going to check how far behind he is. And he is 26 seconds behind Macho.
25 behind Jensen, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. There's no way
if
he can make...
Nathan launched it on Rocco, somebody cut in. They're having a really good scrap towards 15, 16 and 17. And this is what Macho didn't do. Down the inside of 16. Lovely stuff by Nathan. He's through and he's into 8. Rocco's going to try and come back and this is going to end terribly. But they're side by side and they know how to race, these two. Nathan and P8, Rocco and P9. If they don't crash into each other, this battle will be really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say we finally have something to commentate over, but how many penalties does Mentos have?
18, I think.
He has 18. Oh, and that was on purpose.
He's crashing into the wall through turn 1.
I'm sorry, but I just saw that and he just completely swerved into the barriers. And to be honest, I don't think he should be racing anymore after that, because he's being silly now at this point. If he crashes out the leaders, just leave, because that's just ridiculous.
Well, here are the leaders, Macho and Jensen coming through turn 1, 2 and 3. And I'm on board with this now on stream. I've missed Mentos, what happened with him. But Mentos now waiting up for Macho. Macho is there, Jensen in second. I really hope that this is not FRL of old, because I have seen a driver go a lap down, albeit it was me that went a lap down, and I think crashed Ballboy 57 out.
He's going to go 2 laps down now.
He will. I think his intentions are he more wants a battle with cars that are obviously going to be battling with him than he is going to try and hinder them. I think that's his intentions.
And I think Nathan actually had a bit of a moment.
Oh, and he's in the wall! Mentos in the wall, coming through Singapore Sling. Surely that's a safety car. It is a safety car. Macho leading the way. Jensen in second. Everyone's surely got to go on to set us offs now.
And this is not the best for Baraka, but this has helped Rocco and Nathan.
I think it's helped actually Baraka and Zero.
How?
Look at the gap. Obviously, you're only going to lose, what, 10 seconds less than what it is. It's more than a 30-second pit stop. Baraka, 30 seconds behind Macho. He's going to be... They're all going to be Constantine up, remember? And those guys on a set of softs, all the guys in front going to pit in for a set of softs. If they don't, then Baraka and Zero's got nothing to lose.
Here's what I'd like to ask. Did Mentos just floor it into the corner?
I think he did.
He did?
Yep, I think he did. That was the left-hander of turn 9, the Singapore Sling. Through turn 10, Jensen and Macho, by the way, were into the pit lane.
Stacking. That's a double stack. So that's not going to help Jensen, actually.
They're all going to be coming in, because Yona's in, Harmon's coming in. Oh, Harmon! Yeah, he's in.
Yes, he is. I don't think this is going to help. Yona shouldn't lose too much time, I think.
Oh, wow!
Because here's the other thing.
Oh, wow! A double stack so quick on this game now. Jensen's only lost 4 seconds.
So let me actually explain. I was going to say about that. So after the update that we got last night,
Oh! Baraka's in second! Baraka's now ahead of Jensen! This is unbelievable!
Well, I guess you were right. But
Baraka!
Let me explain. So, in the update last night, I looked at the new updates that they've added to the game, and it said that they've reduced the wait time in double stacking, so there's less time in the waiting now, so double stacks will be quicker.
Double stacks is quicker, yeah, I read the patch notes myself, and I think they've sped it up by... Well, by that, at least 5 seconds, I would say, because a double stack normally takes more than 10 seconds, and that, for Jensen, only lost him 4 seconds. The double stack lost him second position, still, but Baraka there, on a fresh set of softs, he had nothing to lose, he had to stay out. Zero obviously wanted to get to the end of the race, and he pitted in, which I think is the safest thing to do, because he wouldn't have got those tyres to the end. Rocco and Nathan not going to really join the back of the safety car anytime soon. So at this rate, we might get about 2 laps of racing.
Yeah, but they stayed out before when the safety car came out because they didn't want to have to go a lap down. Because if they boxed, they would have probably went a lap down, to be honest. So it's a good idea that they boxed now, in my opinion, I think. But they do need to catch up, of course.
Well, they're more than a minute behind on the back of the safety car queue, which is 0 on the back of that queue. So it's going to take them 3 laps at full pace to even get onto the back of the safety car, at least.
But they don't have the delta, so they can go at flat-out speed. But, of course, they're probably only going to have until the end of lap 24, I think. But I think Nathan is trying to speed Rocco up here a little bit, because he was riding up his rear, I think, for a bit.
They're both probably in the same party together. Knowing these two, they're friends. They're really good friends. And Rocco and Nathan are probably wanting to catch back up. But remember, they're at full speed around the track. We could see a fastest lap attempt in all of this from them both.
Maybe. Possibly,
if the safety car comes back round and these guys haven't joined onto the back. It could be perceivably possible. Macho leading the way, though. Lap 24 out of 31 about to begin. 8 laps to go, including this one we're going on to. Macho leading the way. Baraka had nothing to lose. He's in second position now, and he's ahead of Jensen, his title rival. But what happens here? Jensen, behind Baraka, can he try and make something out of this race? And by the way, in terms of the predictions, my prediction's completely out of window. Nathan's down in 9th.
Yeah, I did tell you that Nathan... Yeah, I did say... What was my prediction? I said Baraka first, second...
You put Lou in there, I know that.
I put Lou as 3rd, I know that, but who did I put 2nd? Was it Macho?
Macho or Jensen, one of the two.
I think it was it was Macho that I put for 2nd. So I said Baraka, Macho, then Lou. So at the moment, my prediction's not doing too bad.
Your prediction isn't doing too bad at all, and honestly, I think I'm a bit jealous because I normally predict the predictions right on the FRL stream. So thank you very much, Charlie.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But anyways, we're having a look. Kostya, by the way, saying Baraka will surely win. I doubt that. I really doubt that because Baraka's on a more worn set of soft compound tyres. Now, they're going to be warmer underneath the safety car start, but Macho's on a fresh set ahead of him, Jensen's on a fresh set behind, and in fact the whole field are on fresh sets behind. And that accounts for about 15% better tyre wear, in theory, better off than what Jensen, Lou, and Yona and the likes are going to be than Baraka is going to be towards the end of the race. So, I think Baraka's going to struggle in the safety car start, and if my thinking is right, Baraka will struggle, and that will leave the door open for Jensen to try and get an Alfa Romeo 1-2. The safety car, I would imagine, is going to try and come in this lap. Rocco and Nathan don't look like the ones to get on with things, though.
Here's the thing, Nathan and Rocco were actually going slow, so I don't know if they're trying to get the safety car to go another lap to stop the tires from being worn out, but once we do get racing again, the drivers do need to be careful with their tire temperatures because during safety cars, it's impossible to get your tires up to temperature once you're in the pack. And I think the safety car is going for another lap.
It is. It is going to go for another lap, and I think Rocco and Nathan, certainly from Rocco's perspective, he's done, I think, what is right for the whole field here. Because the majority of the guys are on the same strategy as Rocco.
Is that allowed, though?
There's nothing in the rules, I don't think. Oh, and Rocco's in fact.
He's going to pit for another set.
Fresh set.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I mean, when there's points available, yes, I would totally understand this, because I'd be doing the same thing.
Plus, here's the other thing. Once he gets back out and driving, he can get them up to temperature before he catches up to the field. And plus, he can burn off fuel.
That's if he decides to close up to the back of the field. We could be sitting here until the end of the race and the safety car, given what Rocco was doing on the last lap. I really hope not. Macho though leading the way. We are still under the safety car. It's the 3rd lap, I think, now we're now under the safety car. Macho leading the way, Baraka in 2nd, Jensen in 3rd. I think F2, by the way, are done. Bunty has now joined us in the commentary, in the comment section, and he said Baraka, Jensen and Zero have been sweating for this race. I totally agree. But who does Bunty think is going to win? That's more important.
Well, we've had one prediction given to us, and it was Evo, who was actually my teammate last night in F3, who got second on his debut, which was a good job by him. But he said first Lou, second Macho, and third Jensen. Which, to be honest, I don't get why he wouldn't put Baraka in the top 3.
Worn tyres. I think he's probably listening to the voice of reason, as I like to call myself. He's probably listening to me, saying Baraka is probably going to overwear his tyres towards the end of the race. And those tyres will go towards the end of the race. There's no doubt. 10 laps on a set of softs, they're going to be possibly 80% worn at the end of this race. Hammerlinen, by the way, saying, so nostalgic to hear James on the commentary box. I've been here all season, man. Macho leading the way, safety car coming in this lap, Baraka in second, Jensen in third. But now, Macho's the virtual Berm Islander. He can dictate the pace however much he likes, and looking likely he's going to go, I think, exit of turn 19 before turn 20 and really let go early to try and draw out a gap to Baraka.
They need to be careful coming out of the final corner, because if those rear tyres are not up to temperature, they do not want to floor it, because if you floor it, your race is over. I'm telling you, I've had this happen to me before, and it's not going to end well. But here's the other thing that Hamline said. Reminds me of the good old days of F1 2017.
Oh, God. That is the good old days. And the Macho's gone! Exactly where I said he would go! Through turn 19, he's gone, so Macho goes, and he's literally put the throttle down. But Baraka is right there with him, and Baraka, on the warmer tyres, is beginning to catch back up to him. 0.3 of a second as they come across the line, and look at the gap that's been left open in behind. It's like a washing line. Macho leads the way, Baraka in second, Jensen in third. 6 laps to go here in Singapore, and now possibly it is a 6-lap sprint. Lou on the back of Jensen as well. He's got a very good restart, and now the Red Bull getting caught sideways slightly, but Macho leads the way. Baraka in second, and now once up to temperature, Baraka struggles to try and catch onto the back of Macho. Macho begins to pull away again, and this is exactly what I predicted.
I'm not gonna lie, if Macho wins this race, I'll be absolutely happy, but of course I want my prediction to be correct, but even if it's not correct, I don't give a flip, because Macho, if he wins, I will absolutely enjoy, and I will do a shoey for him.
There we go. Are we going to get that live on stream, I wonder, as well? Who knows?
Absolutely not, you're not getting a face reveal.
Jensen on the back of Baraka. Lou picks up a 3-second penalty in behind, and now Jensen all over the back of Baraka, and he nearly goes into the back of him, into the hairpin, but Jensen really wants it. 70% of ERS to use up. Baraka's got 60%, so he's got better ERS than Baraka, but obviously they can't get close enough. No DRS yet.
Yeah, a lot of drivers actually picking up penalties, and Macho, on the other hand, if he gets one more warning, that's a penalty for him, and for some reason, Baraka has 3 warnings. I don't know if one of them's for contact with another driver, but Jensen, he can be... Oh, never mind, he's got 2 warnings. So yeah, I think a lot of drivers, I think they just need to go full push mode, to be honest, because they're all close to getting a penalty, and then they're going to gain positions on each other for that, but Baraka already quite far behind Macho.
He is. He was well off camber coming through 23, and now Jensen is literally took within the slipstream. Macho, if he picks up a penalty, Baraka, I think he's still going to pull out the 3-second gap to Baraka or Jensen. So I think that's the case. Baraka all sideways, and now Jensen runs at him. The Spaniard against the Brit are better get going. The championship battle is underway here in Singapore, and Jensen to the outside line of Memorial Corner tries to go all the way around the outside of Baraka, forces him off track. Baraka puts out the elbows, and Jensen does not get through. Baraka in second, Jensen in third. This all helps Macho. It's now more than 2 seconds the gap. Baraka in second, Jensen in third. The elbows are out in Singapore with 5 laps to go.
And after that, that's cost him a lot of time to Macho, so I think Macho, as long as he keeps the rest of this race clean, he can win this.
He can win it. Jensen very close to the wall, coming across the Anderson Bridge. Look what this does as well. Lou, Yona in behind as well, getting involved in this. And now Jensen not close enough on the back of Baraka, running in towards turn 14. He has to wait and sit tight. But literally, what I said came true. Baraka on that warm set of tyres, he is now second position and is falling behind Macho. Macho's got better tyres at this stage. He can pull away easily ahead of Baraka. And now Baraka is going to hold up a big DRS train in behind. And Jensen is the first one to try and get the move done. And do you know what? If Baraka pulls out his elbows like what he did on this lap, Jensen is not going to be a happy chappy.
Harm actually picks up a 3-second penalty in the meantime, as I don't think anyone's going to be stealing the fast lap now, so I think I believe it's Nathan who has the fast lap, but I think Nathan is going to be keeping this, to be honest. And it's actually 1:36.7. Macho only 2/10 off it though, so there is a small chance.
Nathan's got no front wing! What happened there? Nathan's got no front wing!
Oh!
What on earth happened there?
Maybe make contact with
I don't know. Here comes Jensen, by the way, on the back of Baraka, trying to go all the way around the outside of turn 6. He does. Jensen is through, and he's into second, and that was needed from Jensen. Gets the move done, clean manner, waited, patient, as you like. Beautiful move. He's through, and he's into second now. He can pull away from Baraka. Crucial in terms of the championship. I'm still trying to get over what happened to Nathan. Rocco, I think he went into the back of Rocco through turn 1. His front wing went off. I didn't see it, but he's got no front wing now.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. I hope that they didn't do a Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton when Rocco's trying to let Nathan by, but Nathan at the back of him. But here's the other thing: can Lou get past Baraka, build the gap with the last few laps, and pull away from his teammate?
Possibly. I think Lou and Yona, they're both on the same strat as Jensen ahead. And Yona has picked up a 3-second penalty, so that now affects him completely. Baraka, if he stays clean on these final 3 laps or so, Baraka is going to pick up P3. And as soon as I say another commentator's curse. Hit another commentator's curse, and he picks up a 3-second penalty, and Lou overruns the curb, and that might have been a warning there for him.
I will quickly check, because I think he might have gone 2 warnings there, to be honest, and he did. So, Lou, and they actually said he got a penalty.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 6 seconds. He's now on 6 seconds. Yeah, you're right.
Oh no! Now
so 6 seconds worth of penalties, but is he going to get the move done on Baraka? That's the most important thing now. Is he looking towards turn 7? He's closing to the inside line. He dives. It's down in the Memorial corner. But Baraka is still there. Baraka's fighting back, and now Yona in behind as well. 2 wide as they go through turn 8, and now Lou and Baraka still side by side. Lou on the inside line, should get the move done, has got the move done. Nice driving by them both. Lou through, and he's into P3. Yona on the back of these guys thinking, you know what, have a crash.
And I'm not going to lie,
maybe
Lou is...
and Lou just got into the back of Baraka nearly, and do you know how I said nearly there was a crash? There was nearly there.
You mean Yona?
Yona, sorry, yeah, on the back of Baraka, sorry.
Can Lou pull away from Baraka and get this podium? Because I made a deal with him. If he gets that podium, me, him, and another FRL driver, I can't remember who, but us three will all do a shoey.
Well, I hope, for the sake of that, it does come true. But I really don't think it will, because Baraka is struggling, but he's not losing much time to Lou. That's the thing, 0.8 of a second. Gap is beginning to extend itself out. Macho, by the way, still leading. Jensen in second, Lou in third. Becoming like a war of attrition. But what a move by Lou, as Costu has said in the comment section. Really nice move there. It could have easily ended in contact between them both. It didn't. These guys won't know what they're doing. And in Singapore, around a track so close to the walls as they are, Lou into P3. He needs to pull out a 3-second gap over Baraka. And do you know what? It might happen because Yona is side by side with Baraka. Out of turn 3, now through 4, and Yona is through. So the Red Bulls are flying. Yona is through and he's into P4. Next up, Harmon on the back of Baraka. And actually, Baraka, is he going to get the run?
Yona's got more ERS though.
Yeah. Doesn't get the move done. Yona in P4, 16% of ERS. Baraka was derating down the straight, which is why he didn't have a chance to try and come back. And look at his tyres now, they're beginning to really struggle. Harmon now on the back of him. Baraka, you would have imagined he could have put it in a lot sooner than what he did. In the end, he didn't. And now look where he is. He's in 5th, possibly even going further down the field than that. Macho leads the way. Jensen in 2nd. What we can say, I think, with confidence now, the front 2 are going to be Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, the front 2's going to be Alfa Romeo. Can Lou, though, he's probably going to lose the podium, but can he keep P4 maybe?
He could, possibly, if Baraka holds up Harmon enough. It's 1.3-ish seconds, around sort of that region, but through the final sector, Baraka will begin to pull out the gap back, because he's now in a little bit more of a clear air. compared to what Yona is to Lou. So that's going to be the problem. Macho across the line to start the final lap of the race here in Singapore, in a dramatic Singapore Grand Prix. Macho leading the way. Jensen's in second. Got the move done after Baraka got his elbows out. Nearly a bit like Verstappen and Hamilton in real life, but Jensen in second now, deserving that. And Lou on under pressure from Yona, his teammate in behind. Both Red Bulls are going to go side by side, and a yellow flag. It's Nathan that is round through turn 8. That is down in towards the Singapore Sling, in fact, down in towards turn 10. Yona on the back of Lou, though. Is he going to go for the move? I think he might, because Lou's got no ERS. And now look at Yona closing up all the way to the inside line. Well. Into Memorial Corner, gets the move done, and Harmon in behind as well on Baraka. Baraka gets the elbows out again, and Harmon cannot find a way through. Nearly half a lap to go.
But here's the thing, Harm has 6 seconds of penalty, so he's probably going to lose the position to Baraka either way. But if I was Yona, and oh, I didn't realise that Yona actually got ahead, but if I were these two, they should not be battling, because it's going to cost Lou his own position.
They shouldn't. Macho leading the way, 1.9 seconds gap is coming down. Nathan, by the way, I think, is wanting to wait up for these guys so he doesn't go on for another lap. And we'll be waiting an absolute age for him if that's the case. And I think it's the right thing to do, to be honest. Macho there. Harmon's on the back of Baraka, by the way. Swerving to the inside line. Oh, and Baraka puts him in the wall. Baraka in the wall, and Harmon fights back, and he puts him in the wall as well. And look at Zero and Rocco nearly got caught up in that either. Drama in Singapore. Harmon and Baraka, what on earth were you doing? Macho, though, around the final couple of corners, is going to take the win here in Singapore. Nathan goes on to final lap, but Macho now around the final corner to win in Singapore. Jensen in second. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. He picked up a penalty and all of that, did Jensen. And Rocco was side by side with Zero in towards the final couple of corners. I think Zero's going to just about get this. Rocco slides across the line into the wall, and he picked up 12 seconds worth of penalties.
Got the position.
Yeah, Baraka's 6th in the end.
What did Baraka do though? Because I missed. I'm gonna have to watch back the stream really quick because I missed a bit of that.
Harmon tried to look to the inside line. The wall was coming out towards Harmon, but Baraka pretty much forced him into the wall. It's as simple as that. It's very bad driving, and Harmon reacting was almost as bad.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous by Baraka. I'm not gonna lie though. Baraka was also blocking him very aggressively, and Harm on the other hand picked up a zone. That's just, I'm not gonna lie, that is quite a ridiculous move that Baraka was doing on Harm there by just blocking him so many times. That was ridiculous in my opinion.
And if that's what people expect of a championship leader, then I don't know what they think. It's like Max Verstappen in real life. People have an opinion about what Verstappen is like in real life. He is aggressive, but Baraka, there, too aggressive. Borderline thuggery.
I'm sorry, but what Baraka done there is just, it's just ridiculous. Like, I just don't even have the words for it, but Jensen will gain points on him, but I'm not happy what Baraka done there, to be honest, because that was just really stupid.
Nathan, by the way, comes across the line eventually in P9.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I think Nathan could have gone quicker if he didn't spin on the final corner, to be honest.
If he didn't, yeah, he could have picked up maybe fast lap if he came in. Drive of the day, awarded by the in-game fans as Yona. I think, honestly, there's only one drive of the day, which we'll come on to very soon indeed. But grid order is as follows. A fantastic win by Macho, and that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken for Macho, is his 3rd win of the season. His first in similar 2 races ago, and now it puts him right up in the mix for P3, because now gains him above 100 points. So Macho now in the fight with Zero, in the fight with Nathan for P4 at the minute, but now because of Lou obviously not being outscored, it brings him into the battle for 3rd technically. So
also, here's the other thing. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but I saw Macho's flag and it's actually Singapore.
It is Singapore. And you're not changed it. No, I think he has changed it. Yeah, I think Macho has changed it. I think well, I don't know, we have to decipher that race. Actually wins here in Singapore. Jensen in second. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. It's also a Red Bull 3-4, by the way. Yona and Lou 3rd and 4th. Zero in 5th. Baraka in 6th. Whether or not he'll be even counted in the race result remains to be seen. Same with Harmon, if I've got to be honest, in 7th. Rocco and Nate, he finished ahead of these guys, so he could easily be ahead of those guys in penalties. And Nathan picking up the fastest lap to finish eventually in 9th position. Mentos and Sporty, the 2 DNFs.
Now, I definitely won't lie, Harm did go for an aggressive move on Baraka by trying to go down the inside when there was barely even any space there. Like, in my opinion, I would have just tried to go around the outside, but he went for an aggressive move. Baraka tried to block it when he blocked him enough already, and it was just an absolute mess around there. But I do think that Baraka will probably have a punishment after that. But yeah, that was Match's third win. Not only for him was it his third win, but it was my third win last night as well, and it was another 1-2 race in Singapore.
Yeah, it was a 1-2 in Singapore, and honestly, they deserve it. They drove absolutely astutely throughout that race, and Macho and Jensen certainly deserve a really good shout-out, and I think Macho probably deserves more the driver of the day. He controlled that race excellently. Really nice drive for Macho, and I think he deserves driver of the day.
He's definitely my driver of the day as well.
Anyways, shall we get over to the interviews party? This is going to be interesting. Let's get in there right now. I've just been invited by Jensen, so I will join that now. And hopefully we'll have people to interview. We have certainly got our man who, of course, finished in P1 there. And, of course, Jensen who finished in P2 as we just load in to the lobby and to the party now. In fact, we go back to blue from a blue screen. And now we can finally say that Matcha was a 3-time winner here in FRL F1, I was going to say TTML F1. How conscious am I to say that? But Macho, fantastic win for you. Controlled the race throughout. Talk us through it.
Good lap on quali. Not the best I would have hoped for, but then again, I was with Jensen in a party, and we were just saying like, we need to get his 1-2. Jensen knew the strategy. Jensen gave me the setup. He needs to have all the props for this race, man. I literally got carried. And then I even got the preferable pit stop lap, so I think if Jensen would have pitted at lap 9, he would have definitely won it. But pitted lap 9, and the undercut was so big because those softs were just terrible, man. And I was lucky with some traffic, but I had a decent move on Nathan. And that's about it.
That does sound about it, to be honest. It was a great drive from you, really astute drive, I've got to say, from you. Talk us through, though, that obviously lap 9, lap 10 period. Were you always going to pit in on lap 9, and were you given the choice to by your teammate who was actually ahead of you?
Yeah, so I was just really struggling, and obviously I had the DRS, so I kept on being within 1 second, but I said to him, like, tell me what lap you want to pit, and I'll just change mine. And then he said, like, yeah, I'll pit lap 10. And I said, okay, mine tires are absolutely gone, so I'm gonna go lap 9. And then, obviously, I didn't knew the undercut was so big, but I came out ahead 3.5 seconds or something, so yeah, I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, really surprising indeed. And I think I said in commentary that you gained 4 seconds as a result of that pit stop. I think there was a VSC induced in that, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But you gained 4 seconds on Jensen, which was absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, the race-winning move, I think, regardless of that last safety car. But just talk us through the end of the race, though, because that safety car obviously came out. Did you feel you were always going to be under pressure by Baraka on the initial stages of the relaunch?
No, because Baraka was on like only 2 lap older tires, but it has such a big advantage, like being on new tires on this track. So I knew, obviously, I had to get a gap to Jensen because he's just so rapid. I think I'm fighting against like 2 of the top 30 drivers here on this game. Like Baraka and Jensen are so rapid, and I obviously knew that I had to get the gap. I got the gap, and then he was catching, and I wasn't really afraid, to be honest, because I knew there were there was only 4 laps left or something. So when he was obviously pushing, he got his first penalty of the season, which is pretty insane, and I didn't. So I only felt safe from lap 31 on, and that was the last lap. So
yeah, and I think the last lap was pretty much a lap of honour, I would say, possibly, in terms of the win, which was absolutely fantastic from your perspective. Charlie, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
No, not really any questions, but actually, no, I have one question. Coming into next week in Japan, how do you feel going into there?
I have no clue, man. I think I did 1 lap or 2 laps around Japan on this game, and that was like really in the beginning when you were just testing out all tracks, the first laps of the game, and I found it absolutely terrible because the curbs were just, yeah, terrible, and I didn't do any laps then, so it's a complete new track for me on this game, and we're gonna see how it's gonna work out.
It'll be interesting to see, of course, how you do get on in Japan, but for now, go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling, guys, and have a good evening as well.
You are very welcome. I'm going to have to try and reclaim my throat back after that final lap of the race, which was unbelievable. Jensen obviously finishing in P2, and Alfa Romeo 1-2 as well, outscoring the sole AlphaTauri, of course, of Baraka. Talk us through the race from your perspective, Jensen.
Yeah, of course, qualifying, me and Macho chose to go soft because I knew what strategy would work around here. I did the same call last week in a China race where me and my teammate were the only drivers to go soft tyres for the race, and we ended up winning by 18 seconds. So we knew it was the soft to medium is a very powerful strat, and of course, as you saw in that race, we pretty much controlled the first stint, us both being there, like preventing the medium guys from getting any easy overtakes. So we're just controlling at the front. Of course, Macho wanted to go a lap later, and I went a lap earlier. I mean, I chose to go a lap later for the long game, potentially picking up a tenth quicker. But yeah, I caught up in the end to him, and we also caught up Baraka, but then he pitted, and then of course the safety car came out, and I came out behind him. But I mean, I think I'm lucky I didn't come out behind the Red Bull, the new double stack edition, because it was literally no time. They got me in, literally super speed, pit mechanics, just off on like that, and gone. But yeah, it took a bit too long to get past Baraka, because I think I could have won that race with the pace at the end. I brought the gap down to from 3.3 to 2, and if I got past earlier I could have possibly challenged that victory in the end. But in the end it's still 1-2, and of course Baraka dropping off at the end is giving me a 10-point advantage today, so not too bad at all. So yeah.
Yeah, 10-point advantage, certainly. I think, honestly, it could be a bigger point advantage, judging by what you might see on the final lap of the race. But obviously, P2 for you, your first podium in 2 weeks, which is unbelievable to think. And obviously, you, I think, finished 6th last week in Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So it's definitely good to be back on the podium.
Yeah, 10th podium of the season as well, so yeah. Just hitting my goals at the moment, and looking at what we've got left of this season, I know Japan, USA, Mexico, Australia, Jeddah and France, all those tracks are going to be good for me, and there's only 2 of those that I don't think I'm going to do the best at compared to the others. So yeah, pretty excited for the last few, hopefully get the better of those. But yeah, just roll on those races.
Yeah, roll on those races, and I think you're probably going to come to form, I think, in this later stage of the season as well. Charlie, any questions?
How do you feel going to Japan next week?
I've really picked up the pace around Japan. I think it's just about getting the quali lap track positions insane around Japan. Of course, James probably saw that in earlier. I think I could have got second in that if it wasn't for those guys. So if I get a good qualifying, yeah, hoping I could do well, potentially pick up a 3rd win of the season. Of course, last season I had an issue at the start which ultimately cost me the win there, but yeah, hopefully things go my way for the last 8 races.
Yeah, hopefully they do indeed. I mean, Japan, obviously one of those tracks where I think it's really going to catch people out. The curbs around that track are going to be absolutely deadly. But go and enjoy your evening, Jensen.
Thank you, and thank you for the commentary as well, as always.
You are very welcome indeed. And I think we can now move on to our P3 man, of course, filling out a Red Bull 3-4. That is NRX Yona. And Yona,
Yes.
fantastic drive from your perspective. Talk us through the final couple of laps, though, because I'm sure you were probably not on for that P3,
mate.
given what happened behind you.
Oh, mate, no, first of all, the penalty I got caught me off guard, because without that penalty, I easily got a third place, even without overtaking Baraka or Leo. But then I got the penalty, so I knew I had to get down to business, and overtake Baraka to get P3. Going into the second last lap, I had like 40% ERS, and I saw the Baraka and Lou's light started flashing, so I knew, okay, I have more ERS, and I also knew that Baraka had like 10-15% more wear on his tires, because he didn't pit on the safety car. He already pitted a few laps earlier than that. And that was quite noticeable because Lou quickly passed him. I passed him not much later than that. And then it was catching up to Lou, and just a bit of a team player there to let me by easily. He knew. Because of the 6 seconds he had, he was going to lose the position anyway, and because of the shambles that was happening behind us, he managed to get P4, which was great.
Yeah,
The last laps were just chaos behind us.
Yeah, it was chaos. Did you see anything of what happened behind you on the last lap?
I heard it, and I got sent some footage from Harmon, because I was with Harmon in a party. So I heard that he got like turned into by Baraka, but looking at the footage, he just did pretty much sended it into the hairpin before the DRS zone, and he got a bit turned into. But what happened after that was even more carnage, which caused us the Red Bulls to drive off into the distance. So yeah, I got something from it. Like
Yeah, which is really pleasing, I think, from your perspective. I'm sure there was a bit of choice language possibly coming from Harmon's perspective, certainly within that party, because certainly we commentated on the stream, and it looked to me, the wall obviously comes out on you, down and towards the hairpin of 14. He was trying to go down the inside line. There was a gap there, albeit there was a gap there, and Baraka's basically gone into him, hit him off to the right-hand side, and then Harmon just came back and went on, and then obviously two other drivers, Rocco and Zero, I think, get past and all of that as well.
Yeah. After the hairpin on the DRS straight, Harmon did just like a bit of a dummy and got the car onto the inside. And I think Baraka on the last moment thought, nah, man, you're not going there. So he gave him a bit of a... It was a tap because he thought, well, I'm gonna for sure cover off the inside, but it was too late because Harmon his nose was already past his rear tire, so he already claimed the inside from his perspective. So he got a tap from Baraka, and that instigated all the even more carnage and the cars behind to get through. And just time loss, so it was good for the Red Bulls. I mean, I don't. You're not hearing me complain.
Yeah, no complaints. I'm sure, no complaints at all. Charlie, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
No further questions from me. It's very great race result there from you. Very good race.
Yeah, thanks.
And just good luck for next week, to be honest.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
the VSC was really lucky for us because it came out right before we got to the pits, and we had like a 10-second gap to the guys in front of us all race, and that came down massively because of that VSC.
Yeah, I think the VSC.
Of course, that safety car made it even more easier.
I think the VSC honestly helped out in your perspective, which is absolutely fantastic. Japan next week, though, how do you think you're going to get on?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't fancy it that much because I had an URL, the race at URL I had there. I didn't fancy it too much, but in the end, it seemed like a good track for me because I got P1 in the qualifying in the rain with 3/10 clear of the P2 and the rest. And in the race, I got P2. My teammate won the championship as well. It's Nauer, TTG Nauer. He's got really strong pace, so he got through. I basically just slightly let him get on with it. But I think I will maybe even compete with Jensen this time. Who knows?
Interesting. I think that might be a challenge now for Jensen's perspective. He's going to be quaking in his boots next week in Japan.
I can't let that happen. I'm in form at the moment.
Yeah, no, man. We'll see. We're both trying our best, of course. So.
Fighting.
I'm just saying. I'm hoping for a bit of rain. That's all.
A bit of rain. You never know.
Yeah.
Your wish might be granted next week. Who knows?
Who
But
knows?
go and
Who
enjoy
knows?
your evening, Yona.
Yeah, thanks, mate. You too, and thanks for the comms.
You are very welcome indeed. We will now move on to our final man that we've got in the party with us. It is Zero, a P5 finish from you. Probably not expecting to finish P5 with everything that happened on the final lap.
Yeah, it got pretty hectic. It's pretty much safe to say that, and pretty difficult to try and focus on. Well, pretty much not being involved in all of that since it began already at the hairpin, and me and Rocco, I think we had a slight touch as well. Like we pretty much almost copied it, the thing at the hairpin, and then it just got 10 times more chaotic going in the next turn, and after that it was just full on rest of the overtake on, and just hope and pray that I make it out, and luckily I did.
Yeah, you did, because you only had 3 seconds worth of penalties in the end, and Rocco, I think, had 12 or 15 seconds worth of penalties. So obviously gaining those positions, I think, really helped you, and it will obviously help you to focus as you go on through the season as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just a weird place to pretty much get a penalty coming out of the hairpin, but well, I guess that's how the game just goes nowadays.
That's track limits for you on the game, and track limits around Singapore for sure as well. Charlie, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
No further questions from me. You definitely gained a lot of positions on the last lap there, thanks to Baraka not being... I mean, I better not stay on stream, but just a bit too much defending from there. But yeah, great job from you today there, Zero. Good result. Hopefully perform like that again next week.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, even though Japan is one of those tracks that I normally don't do too well.
Well, hopefully you might do a little bit better in Japan next week. And you've answered my final question for me, so thank you very much on that. I will let you go and enjoy your evening, Zero.
Thanks.
Very welcome indeed. And that is the end of tonight's live stream here, albeit into 2 parts. Of course, we have to restart from the end of qualifying. As I say, I really hope you enjoyed the action out on track. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you are new. More action to come on the FRL channel, of course, next week, as we go, of course, to Japan in Suzuka next week for the Japanese Grand Prix. F3 and F4, of course, on Monday night at 7 PM if you want to see Charlie win another race, possibly next week in Japan. I might. I'm building up the tension for the stream, the viewers, everything like that. F1 and F2 as well, 7 PM UK time, and that is also going to be taking place on Tuesday night, as we always do. And Charlie, actually, coming across to you, final thoughts and overall drive of the day, Macho?
Yep, definitely Macho for me.
And I will have to agree with that. Definitely Macho driver of the day for me as well. So, that is it for us. Hope you are staying safe, of course, in this crazy world that we all live in. And for myself and Charlie, we will bid you farewell. Thank you so much for watching FRL F1 tonight. And until next time, goodbye.